How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk about a company that I am really excited about, and I say that a lot, but this one is one that I think is one of the last AV sectors that I haven't really looked in. They're growing revenues in the triple digits every year, so over 100%. I think they might actually grow revenues at maybe 150 to 200% for this next year, and I'll explain why because they've recently gone into another huge sector recently. But I just need to talk about this because this is one that I think I'm going to buy here soon as a type of diversification play almost too. So I'll explain all that. I'll explain why I'm so bullish on the company, why I think it could go up in the near term, even though it's up so much already this year. It's one that you might not have heard of because it's still a small market cap and it was a penny stock just as of a few months ago. So definitely stay through to the end because all of this is really important information, and one of the best things is towards the end I want to talk to you about. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Also hit subscribe if you haven't hit subscribe. If you want 4 free stocks through WeBull, you can definitely check out the link down below. You can get 4 free stocks, just deposit $100. And the last thing, we're also talking about Bitcoin in this video because the company has recently acquired a company that Bitcoin mines. So they're a grid stock. So they are essentially moving energy around back and forth, which is going to be really important here in the future. And they recently bought a Bitcoin mining company. So it brought me thinking about BlockFi, which is a new affiliate of mine. If you guys want, there's a link down below. They give you up to 8.6% APY on your cryptocurrencies. So I'm using them myself. So definitely check that out if you want. I will have a full video coming on it soon. So we have been correct on a lot of EV stocks. You can see Switchback Energy, we bought around $16.50. Now it's up 125%. We bought RMG, I think right around $13 or $14. Now it's up 60% from there. We talked about MP Material, a company that a lot of people thought was too high when it was around $25, and we're up. I think we're actually up closer to 40% in this one. And then this last company is one where MP Materials does rare earth, Switchback does charging, RMG does batteries. We've talked about all the electric vehicles, but I had a discussion with someone in a finance group that I'm in recently where he said that he knew someone at Consumers Energy that thought we literally just couldn't expand enough. We weren't able to control the grid enough or be able to scale the grid, so the electric grid, to provide enough electricity. So right now we're thinking that we're going to be almost all EV or half EV in the next 10 or 15 years. And this guy was saying basically they don't have enough capacity to do this. There's not enough electricity to go around to fuel all these different vehicles. But this company would help that. So CleanSpark Energy has been on a tear. It's been up from $2 a share up to $18.50, up nearly 800%. And this company is really interesting because it would help with that grid problem. So they essentially work with microgrids. A microgrid is a set of resources and storage or batteries used to provide a source of energy distributed from a central power or central utility provider. So they are able to have like an algorithm that helps control the microgrid. So let's say part of a city is using this electric grid. Let's say it's a couple buildings, it's wind turbines, it's all these houses that need to charge their electric vehicles. This technology would help control that and make it efficient so that way we can save money, we can increase efficiency, we can support aging U.S. infrastructure, and it would be an alternative to utility shutdowns in fire and disaster prone areas. So if you haven't noticed, California apparently has this a decent amount where literally the grid just shuts down for them. We don't have that here in Michigan that much, but apparently it's a problem in other places. And this would help prevent that from happening. And Dead Inside, another YouTuber, just covered this a few days ago. It really made me start thinking about this because a couple people had reached out to me about this company, but I hadn't really thought about it before. And it makes a lot of sense. We need to have a better system with the increase to the grid, right? People want to go electricity, they want to go EV, they don't want to have to rely on all these ICE vehicles and other gas-powered means. So this is a stock that could help that. The global market for microgrids is expected to experience a 28% compounded annual growth rate from 2020 to 2029, nearing $40 billion. Now, I like this company for the reason of the microgrid, right? I mean, obviously, this is really important. We need to be able to grow the grid. We need to be able to handle the capacity that we're growing to. But I like it for another play too. So before we get into that, we can see here that they're expecting massive revenue growth. They went from 1 million in 2018 to 4.5 million in 2019 to 10 million in 2020. They're expecting this to 10x over the next 5 years. They're expecting to continue to double and then get up to 100 million in 5 years. So right now we're sitting at about a $400 million market cap, 440 million. Right now we're at about a 44 price to sales ratio. This is pretty high, honestly. That's a very high number. However, I think we will double or triple our revenues this year. And I realize that they say they're expecting 20 million in 2021. However, I think this is low. So they've been doubling over the last couple of years. Actually, from 2018 to 2019, they almost 5x'd. But something that I don't think a lot of people realize is that they just acquired a company that will literally add probably around $10 million of revenue to their income statement. So again, I'll hit on that in a second, but take a look at their cash. Take a look at their current liabilities and their total liabilities. They have 40 million in cash, 2 million in liabilities. So they have a lot of money to acquire new companies. And they've actually put this into practice recently because they just bought ATL Data Center. Now, this is a Bitcoin mining company, and you might be thinking, why would they do this? Well, when you think about Bitcoin mining, if you don't know about it too much, there's the upfront cost of buying the different machines and everything that actually mines the Bitcoin. But then there's also the energy that costs a lot. That is one of the largest expenses with Bitcoin mining operations. And this is a grid technology company. They're going to be able to reduce the cost of Bitcoin mining. Now, just in the first week from this acquisition, they earned 10 Bitcoin. So they were able to mine about $230,000 worth of Bitcoin, or $240,000 based on the price that it is now, in a week. So this would add about $12 million of revenue if you did this throughout the year, and they were able to acquire or mine 10 Bitcoin every single week. Again, who knows if they're going to be able to continue to do this, but that would add a lot of revenue to their sheet. And that's not accounting for any increase in Bitcoin price. So certain investment advisors, certain ETF managers say that Bitcoin is going to go up to hundreds of thousands of dollars a share. I believe ARK Invest has said that they could see it at $500,000 per Bitcoin, not per share, but $500,000 per Bitcoin, which that would 20x from where it is now. That would send up the company's revenue, so CleanSpark's revenue, to $250 million. Now, a lot of this would be net income because the cost of mining the Bitcoin probably won't go up unless it's just that there's so much higher demand on the machines, but they would already own those. And they just bought 500 additional Bitcoin mining units. They have 3,000 something now, so they're increasing their ability to mine probably by about 10 to 15%. This company is already profitable, so it makes a lot of sense for them to be acquired by CleanSpark. And I think this will send their revenue up so much because they're already expecting to double in the next year. And this came out after their presentation that they were going to acquire this company. So I think it will more likely triple in the next year. And that's if Bitcoin doesn't keep on going up. So again, I think this is really going to be important to take a look at. And I think a lot of people were excited by this. I mean, you saw the stock price go up dramatically, even halfway through the month over the last 2 weeks. It's gone up 46%. But I think it has more room to grow. And I think a lot of people aren't necessarily pricing in all the increased revenue from this new acquisition. I'm going to use this as a type of diversification play. I don't personally own Bitcoin, so I am using BlockFi, but I'm going to invest in stablecoin, which is tied to the US dollar. So you can get stable coin. So you can get 8.6% if you check out the link down below to BlockFi. But this is more of a diversification play in Bitcoin. It's kind of like buying a gold mining company as opposed to buying gold. it's an asset producing investment as opposed to just a store of value. So I really like CleanSpark for this reason. Now, I actually bought some of this company just now. So I was editing and this part of the video didn't record, so I'm reshooting it. So I actually bought this company between when I started the video and now. So I plan on buying more as time goes on if it stays at this value. But if you want to know exactly what I'm buying and selling, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. If you want to get that really high interest rate through BlockFi, you can check out the link down below in the description. And if you want to start investing with M1 Finance or WeBull, you can get those free stocks through WeBull and start investing in CleanSpark. Both of those links are down below. Thank you guys so much. If you want to see 5 other stocks that I'm buying really heavily soon, you can check out this video here. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.